Now, a few months ago, I made a video called 5 Things I Wish I Knew Before College. Now, if you don't know, I'm currently a university student, and I finished college years ago, and I'm currently closing in on my university degree, and there's probably a lot of you out there that are subscribed to my YouTube channel that don't really know what university is like, or have never been to university, or you've only done college, and most people do that because university is seen as something scary and you have to be smart. And I wanted to talk about it for the people that, obviously are probably starting out in university, but also that have never done it. To start off, one of the things I realized is you don't need to be smart. It's just about doing your work and staying consistent. Consistency is one of the key things for you to actually pass university. Now, obviously, it sucks to always sit down, read a book, and do stuff. I get it. But sometimes you need to do that depending on the class. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's what you need to do because I myself, I don't do that, and I'm pretty confident in my grade, and sometimes I do pass with a really good grade, but also sometimes I pass with a really shitty grade because I'm just not really putting my time and I'm not really consistent. When I was consistent, or when I am consistent, I'm able to get those high grades and I'm able to at least somewhat satisfy myself, and that's what's important. It's not about you being smart, it's just about you showing up, doing your work, and not letting perfectness paralyze you from actually doing your work. The second thing is your program doesn't define your future. I myself am taking some class and with a minor in something, and I realized halfway through my degree that I wanted to switch out the minor because I felt like it wasn't something I was comfortable with doing and that I wanted to do in the future, and it just wasn't something I wanted to do. And so I switched it, and I realized I didn't need to take all these classes and that I wasted about 2 classes and money and tuition on doing it. Now, obviously that sucks, but it doesn't define your future regardless of what you're doing, because at the end of the day, you're doing this to see what you want to do after. Now, you might have just came straight from high school into university, and that's fine. It's the same thing with college. We go to college after high school and we realize that, hey, it's not meant for us, this program. It's the same thing with university. Now, obviously, for me jumping from high school to college to university, I kind of have a more understanding of this is what I want to do. And so obviously I kept doing what I did, but I switched one thing about it because it didn't align with what I wanted to do with the future, and I realized it, and that's fine. It happens. So don't let this intimidate you from doing it. If you don't want to do this and you're scared for your future, just realize that it can open so many doors and allow you to actually get a job somewhere. Number 3 is kind of something that's up for debate, but making friends is something that's a lot harder than college. Now, university at sometimes will force you to go into smaller groups of classes, group project, and obviously you could sit next to whoever you want, but some classes range from like 200 to 300 people, and so everyone's just kind of there in a huge room doing their own thing and not really there to socialize because there's so many people, and you kind of need to make more friends because in college, it's a lot more closed off. It's more like a classroom, again, depending on your program, with slightly more people, obviously. So, and you're always kind of with the same group all the time from your different classes. But for university, it all depends on what these people are taking, their program, and it'll vary from a lot of different individuals. And it's really hard to make friends in university, in my opinion. As me in my second year, I've only made kind of one close friend from it, and again, it's different for everybody. You'll meet a lot of different people, but sometimes it's more of just something in your attitude and your approach to when you go into these big rooms and these groups and people that it's all about luck of people you sit next to as well. Number 4, as I would say, is you'll probably feel lonely sometimes. Now, if you're someone that's at a dorm or even at, you stay at home, you'll feel so lonely because of the amount of work you probably have to do. Now, university, again, like I said before, it's one of those things that it's not easy. It's not something that you just kind of like goof off and do last minute like college, again, depending on the program. You kind of need to take it serious to a point where it kind of takes over your free time in life, and that you kind of need to be that one guy or that one friend that needs to kind of take time away from your friends because you got to study for an exam that's almost a month away, or an assignment that's like 10 pages long. It's something that isolates you from the world. You need to accept that it's okay to be alone, and I made a video about how it's okay to be lonely because it makes you have your creative freedom. But sometimes we're forced to do things that make us be lonely, and be kind to yourself and appreciate that this is worth it in the long run and it's not forever. Number 5, I would say, is your mental health matters more than anything. Now, university is one of those things that definitely burnt me out, and I definitely really put a lot of stress on myself when it came to exams when I didn't do as good, especially my first year when I did super bad on some of the exams where my program or one of my classes was on the line for my grade to pass the class. And it happens, and it's normal. But you need to take in consideration that this is something you can bounce back of. If you're obviously failing throughout that entire semester on the assignments and the exams, then that's something you gotta change, and that's on you. But if you realize from your first exam or your first assignment that you fucked up, that's a good thing because you're able to actually change that and prioritize you changing. But don't overdo it to a point where you burn yourself out. Your mental health matters more. It's worth more than your marks at the end of the day. Now, I hope this video was useful if you're someone that's in university, going, or have little to no experience in it. It's kind of a video I wanted to make for a very long time since I made my college video. Now, before I end this video, I want to thank you all for 600 subscribers. I feel like in my videos I kind of don't say any of this stuff and kind of just post it more in the community tab, and it's kind of just something that I don't want to like drag out in videos for you guys to just be like and close off the video. I like to get straight to the point, so I want to thank you guys for 600. I definitely mean a lot, and either way, I hope you guys had a great day and stay smart.